Okay, Sarah, thank you so much for including the work. Got the front cover up here. A couple of recommendations I have here. Remember our rules of kerning. And I think that your letter spacing can be adjusted in both the first and the last name. And definitely review those rules of kerning and apply accordingly to the name. We've got some really loose kerning here. I think it'll really tighten things up visually if we kind of close down this kerning here. So remember your rules of kerning, review those from way back in weeks 1 and 2, remember? And then over here, this can definitely be transposed to small caps. This is all caps, and it kind of stands out a lot. I think small caps really do stand out a lot. I mean, all caps stand out a lot. So if your typeface doesn't have open type capability, or if the old style figures in that open type menu don't make any significant changes, go ahead and just reduce that by a point, 1 point size or so. You've done that over here in your body copy, and I think too it works out pretty well. And you've done that, so I'm guessing that this typeface either A doesn't. I'm not real sure what typeface it is, but I'm not sure either A it doesn't have open type capabilities, or the open type capabilities don't present small caps and old style figures in a way that makes any significant changes. So reducing the size is definitely a viable alternative. Good job there. Okay. I think everything's looking fantastic. I really do. I think there's a couple of things I would recommend. Actually, 3 things. So technically, that's a widow right there. Okay. Also, there was 3 things. That's a widow. The type set is good. I think it looks good. It's pretty text heavy, but that's okay. I mean, if this is the text that you end up with, then we have to have it, right? But I'm wondering if it might be, this image right here looks like it's just kind of placed randomly. I don't think there's a whole lot of thought into the placement of that image. I mean, one option would be to come down here and center it and just really watch your grid lines here in the way you center this. Okay, I think forced over to the right there creates this really unusual space right here. So I would think about maybe centering that, and watch your alignment with the baseline with the image as well. My final comment is the rags. The rags are in dire need of adjustment. So if we go to our, let's go ahead and jump over here. I'm going to show you this good rag, bad rag kind of infographic here. So this is the difference between good rag, bad rag, and a good rag is kind of staggers, long line, short line, long line, short line, but nothing that's really noticeable, right? Bad rags, there's 2 things to look for bad rags. A large difference between the longest and the shortest lines. You don't want that. And you don't want these kind of angles like this right here, this angle here, and this angle here. This is a clean rag. This is what you're shooting for. So I definitely recommend going through your entire typeset here and adjusting your rags. Things you don't want are like wavy patterns like this. Large differences between the longest and shortest lines, like this seems to be the longest and this seems to be the shortest. And that's a pretty big difference right there. So and look, here's another wavy pattern here, right here. Here's another one right here. So if you go over to the announcements and you take a look at that announcement, how to adjust your rags in InDesign, it just shows you some really great techniques there. So I definitely would like to see your rags adjusted. Other than that, I think we're looking fantastic. So yeah, go ahead and make those changes, and I think we're ready to go. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to address any questions or clarifications that might come up. Okay, great job. Thank you very much.